Ladies and gentlemen, this year our season of Shenandoah operations is a school cheerleading. Chrysler, Haley Clevenger, and our freshmen, Leanne Pacey, Emily Jonasic, sorry about that, Addison Christ, Taylor Gossett, and Ashton Jones. Please forget information. Please welcome to the field the pride of the Warriors, the Buckeye Trail High School Warrior Marching Band. The Warrior Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Doug Hanna and Car Guard instructor Miss Brenda Shepard. Buckeye Trail Old Faithful, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our Buckeye Trail alma mater, which is directed by Senior Haley Thomas. States United, our military personnel serving here and abroad, those veterans who stand beside you now, and the ones who gave the ultimate sacrifice so we can play this game tonight. Please stand and face Old Glory. And gentlemen, remove your hats for the Buckeye Trail High School Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. Doug Hanna, performs our national anthem. Thank you.
Good evening. We would like to welcome you to beautiful Old Washington, Ohio, and the campus of Buckeye Trail High School here at the Bill Baker Activity Complex for Week 9 of the 2020 high school football season. It's rivalry night here. The visiting Shenandoah Zeps invade Warrior Country to take on the Buckeye Trail Warriors. And I tell you what, I'm merely Tom Strasser, and if you're going to bring a big game on the KGP airwaves, you better bring a big mouth with you, and I've done that. I'm truly honored to be joined by my partner in crime, my sidekick, but most of all, he's my teammate, the one and only Jeff Harrison. And Jeff, I tell you what, I know this is our first official game to ever work together, but it doesn't feel like it for me, just because over the last 20 years of broadcasting games, many nights you have sat beside me and provided stats to enhance our broadcast that we were doing, giving us your expertise at handling stats and taking pot shots at me and insulting me throughout the night. The only difference is now I won't be the only one hearing the pot shots and insults. Entire Guernsey County, the state of Ohio, and the United States and Canada will as well.
Well, Tommy, they said it would be a warm day at the Baker Activity Complex before they ever paired the two of us up, and it's 72 degrees on October 23rd, and here we are. It's great to be working with you. Like you say, we've known each other for 20 years, and you've ripped me about my Minnesota Vikings. I've ripped you about your whatever they are, Raiders. and I will point out to the fans that when he says Shenandoah, he really means Shenandoah. So just to clear that up, that's that Arkansas draw that I've teased him about. It's great to be out here. You know, beautiful night for football. The kids are still playing. I know they both got beaten in the playoffs last week, but it's nice that they're still able to keep going.
Oh, absolutely. And we're honored to have Shylin Costello producing our broadcast tonight. The Zeps will receive the opening kick, and we want to let everybody know we will do our best to recognize who the Zeps are. You cannot see their numbers from where we're at, so I'm going to rely on my expertise of my partner to do this.
Well, my eyes are getting pretty old, and I've dealt with this for 2 years. They have the white uniforms with the white numbers, and sometimes it's a guessing game. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes you got to tell by the physical stature of the kid who maybe has the ball.
And here's an onside kick by the Warriors, and I think they may have it or maybe not. The Zeps have it, and Jeff, I'll let you go ahead quickly and give the offensive starters for the Zeps.
Quarterback is number 15, Dayton Hill, a 6'3", 155-pound senior. Running backs are Briar Portman, number 8, and Kate Denis, number 4. The wide receivers, number 7, Hunter Yates, number 3, Baylor Wentworth. The tight end is 23, Tanner DeVold. The center is Gage Dimmerling. The guards are Dakota Hoover and Jared Trenner. The tackles are Hunter Schott and Chandler Warner.
All right, and Hill's going to keep it.
That's Portman back
there. Oh,
that's
in the Portman Wildcat.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, again.
They'll do that a lot.
Okay, and Portman will pick up about 9 yards as he went out a yard short. And I believe it's going to be Portman in the Wildcat. Again, power formation, strong to the left. And here's looks like an illegal procedure call against the Zeps. That'll back them up 5.
Penalties have been a big problem for the Zeps all year. I mean, they went into the playoffs. I don't remember how many they had last week, but they went into the playoffs averaging 96 yards in penalties a game. So that's been a big bugaboo for them all year.
And Trail has been bitten as well. Portman, again, will keep it around the left end, and he will pick up about 3 yards.
Looks like they're going to spot it on the Shenandoah 49.
Nick Newhart comes up to make the stop, so it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 3.
I didn't see who carried that one.
Yeah. I can tell you, getting up from the bottom of the pile is going to be Nick Burris. So it'll be 4th down and about a yard for the Zeps, and I believe that may have been Portman again.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that it was. I don't think anybody else was. It definitely wasn't Denis. Now this time they had Denis lined up back in the back.
And I think the Zeps.
That was an official timeout. He signaled to himself.
Are they going to I think.
Oh, okay, for measurement.
They are going to measure, and while they do that, we'll look at the Buckeye Trail defense, a 3-4 defense. Defensive end, Nick Burris, 5'10", 259-pound senior, number 56. Number 52, Dakota Milliken, 5'11", 264-pound junior. The other DN, that nose guard, will be Colton Shepard, number 69, a 6'5", 299-pound senior. Your linebackers, Shane Smith, 32, 6 foot, 173-pound junior. Aiden Snodgrass, 5'11", 212-pound junior. Logan Hinkle, number 40, 5'6", 182-pound junior. And number 14, Austin Payton, the 6'1", 169-pound senior. Your corners are Blake Bates, number 3, 6'3", 161-pound senior. And Brendan Bates, 5'8", 132-pound junior, number 6. Blake is number 3, Brendan number 6. And your safeties, number 4, Nick Newhart, 6'4", 173-pound sophomore. And number 12, Connor Pushcarriage, 6 foot, 186-pound senior.
Looks like he came up about 6 inches short here. They're still messing around with the sticks.
We want to thank everyone for joining us here on KGP TV. You're watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. And truly, a true blessing, Jeff, after both teams were eliminated last week, to be able to hook up, because with Buckeye Trail and the IVC, them and Shenandoah don't meet on the football field.
Definitely. Get that taste out of their mouth and get another game in that they otherwise weren't going to.
And this has quarterback sneak all over, but he doesn't get it, but he breaks out of the pile.
Wow.
And push carriage on the tackle at the 39-yard line, but Dayton Hill?
Yep, that was a sneak, and it looked like he was dead to rights, and he just bounced out of there and took it outside. Big play.
And, my man, you are correct. He was not going to get it on the sneak, but bounced outside, and with everybody bunched up, defense couldn't see him. So it'll be first down and 10, ball at the 39 of the Warriors.
That's Cade Denis on the shovel pass there.
And Denis coming back around to the right end. He's got running room, 30, 20, 10, and he'll be knocked out of bounds.
But it's coming back. There's a flag back on the 39, probably an illegal block.
And that was Brendan Bates and push carriage on the tackle.
Well, he picked it up. Well, he picked it up.
Yeah, that was odd, so I don't guess there's.
That goes as a 34-yard pass because that was the shovel thing forward. Here comes
Portman. Yeah, Portman's going to turn the corner, and he may get to the pylon, and he does. Touchdown, a 10-yard. No, that was from the.
I think it was the 5.
From the 5,
right
yeah,
the
excuse
5,
me.
yes.
5-yard touchdown run for Portman, and just like that, the Zeps strike first. An impressive opening drive for Shenandoah.
5 plays, 58 yards.
So Portman takes it in, and
they got the big boy in the backfield, Preston Mackey. He's an offensive defensive tackle, and he carried it in 3 times in the playoff game.
And he's going to turn the corner, but he's going to be dropped in the backfield, and that was Brendan Bates who came in and hit him low. And Jeff, I tell you, Buckeye Trail had practice hitting the big guy there last week in their overtime loss in the playoffs against Afrocentric. Afrocentric had a man, Leon Briggs. They just called him the wrecking ball. And 6'2", 270 pounds, and he lined up at fullback, and he was a load.
Yeah, well, Preston's pretty good size, too.
Yes.
And that last week was the first time they did that. He ran in 2 two-point conversions and a touchdown on a similar play. One of them, he kind of stumbled and rumbled and dove in and got in there. But no, it was very effective, and believe me, he was pretty happy with it.
We're still kind of baffled with the flag that was thrown and then picked up.
Yeah, it was laying on the 39-yard line. They never signaled wave it off. They just picked it up and went on. Maybe it fell out of his pocket.
Hey, yeah, it could have been that, or
but usually they would wave it off on that, you know.
So
regardless. So this should be Colby Langley, I believe, or William Langley. I'm sorry, he's their kickoff man.
So kicking off, and it'll be.
I can hear you. We lost our sound.
Recovered in. Push carriage, rolls out throwing, looking. He's going long. He has a man in his caught.
Number 4. Nick Newhart.
Nick Newhart down at the 27-yard line.
Now, it looks like they marked him out at about the 29. So about a 27-yard completion there.
So nice pass by push carriage.
I know you mentioned when we talked before the game they didn't throw very much last week. Well, caught him by surprise there.
Yeah.
Nice throw, nice route.
Yeah, Shane Smith comes around the right end. He gets a nice block, lowers his head, and will get about 5 yards on the pickup. Throws it. It's caught by Snodgrass. And Aiden Snodgrass will get it.
I think that was Radizak, Joel Radizak on the tackle there.
So the Warriors looking to answer the opening drive for the Zeps. Push carries. There's a shovel pass to Snodgrass, and he will be dropped for a few yards. Loss. About a loss of 3.
Yeah, Tanner DeVold that time, 23 on the stop.
Yeah, so
That was Snodgrass, you say,
yes,
on the
and
shovel?
that was a completed pass.
Yeah.
Just lost 3. So it'll be second down and about 12. Smith to the right of Push Carriage, who rolls out that way, looking. He'll keep it. Turn to corner.
And he grabbed him by the face mask, I think, Tommy. I think we saw that one all the way across the field.
So we'll see what the initial yardage is on the run.
Looks like they're going to
About a 10-yard run, roughly.
take him down to about the 13, I think. 12 or 13 looks like where the officials got his mark right there.
And then the face mask penalty will give the Warriors first and goal.
I would say it's on the 6.
So the Warriors have it. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. Warriors opening drive, trying to answer the touchdown drive from the Zeps. There's a shovel pass to Shane Smith. Smith looking, turns the corner, and will take it in. Touchdown.
Yep, beat him around the corner. Nice run.
6-yard touchdown reception. Push carriage to Smith. So, wow. Both teams opening drive.
A little bit of early fireworks.
Yes. Went down with not much resistance defensive-wise. Push carriage to Smith. And that was 6-yard pass. So the Warriors going for 2. Push carriage, pitches to Smith. He goes around the corner.
He's going to beat him again.
And he's in for the 2-point conversion.
Beat him around the left side for the touchdown and beat him around the right side for the 2-point conversion. That puts Trail on top 8-6, 7:11 to go in the first quarter.
And we'll take a timeout and be back for more action here on KGP TV. Welcome back to the Baker Activity Complex here.
Well,
in
Tommy,
Washington.
Tommy, they said they were going to put you on mute, but I don't hear you in my headset, so hopefully we don't stumble over top of each other too many times here. You said you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
And I'm sure you're not complaining.
No.
Portman gets the handoff on the kickoff, and he's at about the 39-yard line. He will be dropped by Brendan Bates. So the Zeps have good field position.
I'm not sure on that. It might have been Dinas fielded the kick, and then he handed it off to Portman there. Yeah. So it looks like they'll start out right on the 40-yard line here.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Zeps. Warriors leading 8-6.
Line. Dayton Hill in the gun. Takes it straight ahead. Pick up about 6 yards. Tackled by Shane Smith. 4. Hill takes it to the right, throws it back late.
But can they he can't, but
You know what happened that one time?
A last minute pitch from Kate Denis. He takes it deep into Buckeye Trail territory.
His mic is working, but this one, for some reason, and this is a brand new headset.
Looks like he got it down to about the 21-yard line of Buckeye Trail. 1st and 10, Shenandoah. Hill on the keeper, brought down in the backfield.
On this headset, so I know which one it is. Because I had other ones, you know, I couldn't.
Lost him about 2 on the play, back to the 23.
Check. Nope. Yeah, you're good.
all right. Ooh. I think the technical difficulties are over.
Quick pass by Portman that time. I'm not sure who it went out to, but Portman was a quarterback. He threw a quick pass outside.
So we want to thank Caleb Graham.
That's why he gets
the
big bucks.
for helping me out. Here again, someone sabotaged my headsets. This isn't the first time it happens. It always happens here at Buckeye Trail, Jeff, and there's just too many suspects.
Yeah.
I've seen.
They see every day, so they know what's going on here. But we got a timeout, Buckeye Trail, 5:40 to go in the quarter. Trail leads 8-6. We'll be back in a minute.
All right, welcome back here on KGP TV. Another impressive drive by Shenandoah, who trails by 2. Denis with the handoff, and he'll take it around the left end and be knocked out of bounds. Short at the 10-yard line, but close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it. Also, they're going to say he came up a little short, and again, the Zeps will go for it here. And that's Portman. And he is going to be stopped by Tyler Dodd. We'll see if he's.
Yep, nice stick by Dodd on that.
We'll see where they spot it. No, it'll be Warrior football. Yes, hey.
So Trail gets a stop on about the, looks like it's right about the 12-yard line, don't you think? 12, 13, about the 13, I think.
Yes, it's
12, I'd say, where the little beanbags lay.
I tell you, remember, Jeff, back in the old days when the officials would actually spot the football? I miss those days, I tell you.
Now we got to look for a little orange beanbag, figure out where the ball's at.
So the Warrior defense, after Shenandoah drove down again deep in Warrior territory, this time the Warrior defense comes up strong, and there's a delay of game. And Jeff, you talked about the Zeps penalty problems. Last week, Afrocentric and Buckeye Trail combined for 26 penalties, 259 yards.
Kept you here way past your bedtime then, huh?
Each team with 13 penalties. Well, that game was in Columbus, so it was a late night for the Warriors.
Absolutely. I know when Shenandoah played Cambridge had 158 yards and Shenandoah had 110 yards in penalties, so that was a long one too.
Timeout. Warriors will keep it here. And Jeff, let's look back to last week. The Zeps got to host Cold Grove Hornets in a back and forth game, and it was kind of one of those whoever had the ball last would probably win it, and that was the case.
We said that middle of the first quarter on the broadcast. Jed Stephen and I do the Shenandoah games here on KGP, and we said that then. It was just like who was going to have it last. I mean, both teams. Shenandoah couldn't stop Cold Grove's running game. I mean, they ended up running for 411 yards. Their fullback had like 234, and the tailback had about 150, 160. So they just couldn't stop them. And then Shenandoah kept finding a way to score two. Once was on a kickoff return. Once was on a turnover. So it was an exciting game to watch, and disappointing, obviously, when you lose by 3 in a playoff game at home.
And the Hornets got the ball and chewed up the last 7.5 minutes. Here's a little shovel pass to Shane Smith, and he will turn the corner and be tackled, I believe, by Duvall.
Looks like he got it out to about the 13 because it's going to be 2nd and 9. So pickup of 6 on that one.
And that was Tanner Duvall on the stop for the Zeps. Duvall, 6 foot, 180-pound senior. Push Carriage will keep this. He gets a nice block from Dakota Milliken and should come up about a couple yards short of the first down.
It looks like they spotted it right about the 20. And they have to get to maybe the 23.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 3, a gain of 6 for Push Carriage. Buckeye Trail being deliberate here. Push Carriage will keep it again, and he'll get the first down and then some.
Just right off the go. That was not even a draw. That was just right off the go.
Yeah, Hunter Shot comes up with the tackle.
Yep, he's been pretty steady on the inside linebacker spot for them all season long.
6'3", 230, sophomore, and I guess related to
Sammy
Coach and Jody.
Sammy's brother, Jody's son, I believe.
Of course, anytime we can name drop Sammy and Jody, that's instant ratings, which we're all about here at KGP TV. Push Carriage throws and airmails that one a little high. Pass intended for Blake Bates, incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 28.
That's first incompletion for Push Carriage. I've got him 5 of 6 right now, 43 yards, counting a couple of those shovels in there as completions.
Yeah, and a touchdown. Snodgrass to the right of Push Carriage, and he'll run behind him. Pick up solid yardage there, and again, it's Shot on the tackle for the Zeps. Gain of 8. Or actually maybe closer to 9.
Looks like they're putting it on the 37, so I'd say it was 9 that time.
Push Carriage will run it again behind Snodgrass, and this time he's dropped, but he should have the first down. Portman on the tackle. Oh, first down.
I was going to say the stick says fourth, but the official just signaled first down, and Coach Wells thinks they should measure on the other side. He's got the arms out. He don't think they should just give it to him.
Yeah.
And they are going to measure.
Now,
Jesse talked him into it.
Now,
See, he's bigger than the official. He talked him right into that one.
and hey, Jeff, I will tell you, in a game against Malvern this year, and that's why a lot of the Warrior fans could be groaning, going, "Oh no!" In a game the Warriors would eventually lose. They had 4th and 1 from the 16. It was the down marker was right at the 15. They marked the ball right about, touching the 15. The ref signaled first down. Malvern's coach demanded them the measure. So they measured, and it was just barely inches short.
This time, Coach
this time
Wells
they got
was
it, yeah.
wrong. They had it right. It's first down by about the nose of the football. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors on the 38-yard line. Yes, sometimes you look out there and you wonder where they spot the stick. Doesn't look like it's anywhere
but I
near
tell
where
you,
the ball is.
Yeah, but I tell you, it looked. I understood why the refs did.
Yeah.
Back a few weeks ago, they did that. But it'll be first down. As we're nearing the 3-minute mark here. Fast-moving first half. This is the second possession for the Warriors. Handoff to Smith. He gets maybe a yard.
He was met pretty good there. And
Shot again.
Shot again, okay.
Man, shot out of a cannon. That was a big hit.
That's one. We've got to see how many times he comes up with the little cornball thing, folks.
Hey,
we'll give him that one.
But I tell you what, Shane Smith, the linebacker for the Warriors, he's had his share of big hits this year. So second down to push carrots, rolling out, looking, throw short, and it is caught, I believe, at the 45.
Tackled right away. Looks like it's
Newhart.
Yeah, number 4 Newhart, right.
And I think that was Hill on the tackle.
Looks like they're giving him up to about the 46. So 3rd down and a long 2, short 3.
Warriors with a 2-point lead. Big 3rd down, and you're at long 2, short 3. Push carrots, you'll keep it right up the gut. Gets hit short of the first down, but second effort will give him the first down.
Yeah, he managed to squeak through there and get it all the way out to the 50.
Yeah, he needed 2 and got about 5.
Six runs for 37 yards at this point for him.
Yeah.
In one quarter, it's not too bad.
Well,
not the 40 carries that you
41 carries last week, yeah. 200.
That's Tanner Clark of Caldwell thing. He had 4 or 5 back when he played where he was over 40 carries.
Push carriage under pressure, looking. He throws it. It is incomplete. Pass intended for Brendan Bates.
Kind of threw that one. He had 2 receivers there and wasn't really sure which one to go to, I think, on that one.
And see, on the coverage there, I believe that was Carpenter.
Might be Baylor Wentworth, number 3.
Okay.
There's a 2.
There's a 2 and a 3, yes.
And those are the ones that we're going to have the most trouble with. But I think that one, looking at him, I think that one's Wentworth.
We'll go with it. Nice coverage by Wentworth. So
we need a zoom lens is what we need.
Here's a little scissor handoff to Bates, I believe it is, and that will be Brendan Bates.
I think that was DeVold make the tackle on that one.
Now for the Warriors, Brendan Bates, 5'8", 132-pound junior, and you have Blake Bates. He's number 3, 6'3", 161 senior.
Picked up about just under 4 yards on that one. So 3rd and 6, 3rd and 6.
Push carrots rolling, throws it, and a little high, intended for, I believe, Tyler Dodd. It was. So now, partner, the Warriors have a decision to make, and it was made pretty quick.
Yeah, I'd say you're going to punt right
Yeah.
here. I mean, if it was 4th and 1 on the 41, you might go.
Yeah.
But when you've got 6.5 yards, I think you're better off to punt right here.
And plus the way the Zeps have chewed up some yardage in chunks their first 2 drives. First one capped off, that was a Portman touchdown run, and the second one got down inside the red zone and they were turned away.
Oh, fumbled the snap.
And still fumbled.
Again. And he's going to be caught from behind this time. He still pushed his way forward.
Whoa!
I tell you what, he got 8 or 9 more yards out of that it didn't look like he was going to get it. Looked like you scrambling for your car keys in the morning.
Hey, I tell you, yeah, and that was Noah Betts. So it doesn't go down as a turnover, but it's as close as one as you could get.
Sure, instead of starting from their own 20, the Zeps are going to start from the 47-yard line here. 20 seconds to go in the quarter.
So this will probably be the last.
Reset. I think he wants them to reset the 25-second clock. Yep.
Yeah, Dayton Hill, 6'3", 185-pound senior.
I think that's Denis beside him when the trip's right here. Portman's over this way.
And that's Hill that's going to keep it, and he will be dropped by Blake Bates for about a yard right in front of head coach for the Zeps.
Picked up maybe just one, I think we'll give him there.
And head coach Jesse Wells will let the clock run out, and that ends an entertaining first quarter here from the Baker Activity Athletic Complex here in Old Washington. Your score after 1, Buckeye Trail 8, Shenandoah 6. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. We'll take a timeout and be back. Second quarter action. Back at an Old Washington, the campus of Buckeye Trail High School. 2nd down and 9. Zeps with the ball at the 48. And this will be Hill, I believe.
Yeah, Hill on the keeper. Dove forward and got or wait a minute, no, that's Portman.
No, that was
Portman. Lined
Portman.
up a quarterback
yes.
That time, yes. Got it down to the 47.
So it's roughly 3rd down and 4. And Portman, again at quarterback, he'll keep it right up the gut. And he is going to be dropped by Colton Shepard.
And Smith's in there, too, with him.
And Connor Pushcarriage.
Too, yeah, swarmed him that time.
But it was Colton Shepard, the 6'5", 299-pound senior nose guard, who blew that play up and lost. They needed 4, and now they need 8. So
about 9.
So
loss
of 5.
9, loss of 5 back to their own 47 here, and now Portman will be in to punt.
And Connor Pushcarriage back around the 11-yard line. Ooh, nearly blocked by Hinkle.
Nice high kick, and they're going to let it bounce, and that's usually trouble.
And it will be down at the 1. What a punt by Portman.
Usually when you let it bounce, Tommy, it's going to be bad news. Very seldom does it knuckle back the other way. That's only when you hit a pitching wedge does it come back the other way. Got to get my shots in when I can, folks.
I tell you what, the only wedges I'm familiar with are at downtown arena.
I knew you were going
They have
there.
some great
potato wedges and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken has some.
I knew that's where you were going.
And the Warriors backed up inside their 1 yard line.
Yeah, they're still got him back in the shotgun though. I thought
they
have him under center and have him sneak a little.
Yeah, no,
get a little bit of breathing room here.
They work predominantly. And the Warriors are going to take a timeout. We will keep it here.
Coach Kearns wasn't happy that time. He didn't like something out there. They had either the wrong personnel or they lined up wrong. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, they had Nick Burris kind of as an H-back.
First quarter statistics real quickly was just as even as the score. I had Trail with 97 total yards, 48 running, 49 passing, and I had Shenandoah with 93, 56 running, and 37 passing. So, pretty much indicative of what the scoreboard looks like right now.
Man, Jeff, I literally was not joking when I said people in the United States and Canada would hear pot shots. Connor Pushkarich, his grandparents, the Fisher family, is listening to this broadcast from Canada, wishing their grandson the best of luck. And Connor will keep it, and he'll get some running room close to the 10-yard line.
So you might say he got about 9 yards?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that was bad.
I know.
I apologize to the Pushkarich family on that one.
That was bad. Coming up, making the tackle there, that was Ethan Carpenter on the stop for the Zeps. 2nd down and 1.
So they didn't need to line up under center to get that breathing room that I was talking about.
And again, Nick Burris line up power formation to the right, and he'll run behind Burris and get the 1st down.
Yep. They're not making any bones about what they're going to do. Just get the ball to him and send him forward. So, looks like he got it out to about the 13-yard line here. Pick up a 3 and a 1st down.
And that was Chandler Warner on the tackle for the Zeps. But Pushkarich gets the 1st down and get some breathing room. Get it out to the 12-yard line. Again, power formation to the right, and that's where Pushkarich will run it, and he'll be tripped up. And I believe that was Warner again. So Warner back-to-back tackles.
Looks like he picked up 2 based on where the sticks are at.
What a beautiful night.
Yeah, who knew October 23rd would be here in short sleeves?
And I tell you what, who knew we would be here with COVID and stuff, to be at week 9, definitely blessed. Pushkarich drops back, going deep. It is caught by Shane Smith. What a pass.
Perfect throw.
By Pushkarich. They're going to mark it at about the 43-yard line. I'll let my partner take his shoes and socks off. And
get my abacus out and figure this one out. To the 43, that's 42 yards.
Hey, I tell you, Jeff, I did not see who had the coverage. That was great coverage. I mean,
I think it was Denis, and he was right with him.
He was right there. And you could not – that had to take a picture-perfect pass. And Pushkarich delivered, and Smith made a nice contested catch. Get the yardage on that?
42.
42,
yeah.
all right.
See, you weren't even listening to me. You just tuned me out. I understand.
Pushkarich now will keep it, and he will.
Bounced off the first tackler. And that was Dayton Hill finally corralled him down the field, but plenty of yardage for a first down.
And again, we want to thank you for joining us here on KGP TV, watching on Facebook and YouTube.
Looks like they've spotted it about the 32, so picked up 11 on that one.
You know, and I wonder back when we wondered about the flag, I wonder if that wasn't a bean bag. I'm just looking at it. You don't think it was? Okay, push
I don't
carriage
think so.
will be stopped by a host of Zeps. And Preston Mackey, 6'1", 285 junior on the initial tackle, gain of about 2. Nice drive for the Warriors. Remember, this started at their own 1-yard line. They have moved to the 30 of the Zeps.
This is the 7th play of the drive so far.
Push carriage keeps it. And he's got running room right up the gut, a first down and then some inside the 20. Coming up and making the tackle from the safety position, Baylor Wentworth.
Looks like they put him down at about the 19-yard line. Yep, there goes the beanbag. So another 11-yard gain. Picking up some big chunk yardage. 12 carries, 75 yards already. And he's got 91 yards passing. So looking to have a big night numbers-wise of total yardage.
And the Warriors, another power formation to the right, and push carriage just plows up the gut. He will be dropped by Mackey.
I think Donnie Kearns has put the play sheet away and says we're going to run this same play until they stop it.
Yeah. And I tell you, the Warriors, they have Aiden Christ in the backfield, and he has done a great job with the blocking. Christ, 5'9", 229-pound guard, and he's going to run right behind Christ, and he opens up running room to about the 5-yard line. And that'll be a first down.
Looks like they put it on to 6. Looks like it's
Yeah, I see the bean bag.
So pick up of 8.
So it'll be first and goal. It ain't many times you go 99 yards on the drive, but the Warriors still need 6 more yards. Again, running behind Christ and Snodgrass.
He got about half of it there.
To the 4, maybe the 3.
Looks like the 4.
So it'll be second and goal. You remember how much time was on the clock when this drive started?
Absolutely, 10:39. So it's over a 5-minute drive here and counting.
And push carriage powers his way to the 1 and the touchdown. So from 4 yards out, Connor, push carriage increases the Warrior lead. What an impressive drive. And all on the ground.
No, we had the one long pass to
Yeah, that's right. Take that back. Yeah, minus the 42-yard pass. It was all on the ground.
11 plays, 99 yards. 10 runs, 1 pass. We'll keep you straight.
There, thank you. So the 4-yard TD run from push carriage, and now the 2-point conversion. Warriors spread it out. 2 receivers to the left. Push carriage will keep it, and he will get there.
Yep, he dove in and made it. The guy had him by the ankles, but he still was able to dive into the end zone.
And Jeff, I love the play design there. The Warriors this time spread everything out, emptied the box, the defensive box for the Zeps, and then Push Carriage keeps it on the draw.
Yep. Again, like we said, that was an 11-play, 99-yard drive. 16-6 now. Buckeye Trail in the lead. 5:25 to go in the quarter. We'll be back in a minute on KGP TV. This is what happened last week. They just couldn't stop the run.
Welcome back here. Baker Activity Athletic Complex, the campus of Buckeye Trail High School. The Warriors 16, the 6 lead over the Zeps. A shout out to Buckeye Trail legend and my teaching colleague Chris Starr, who's watching tonight on KGP TV. There's a squib kick by Betts, and here's a fumble.
He got back on it there.
Wow.
Well, I tell you what, Brendan Bates was a split second away from coming up with that one.
And that was Denis.
Denis managed to get back on it.
You know what? The World Series Game 3s tonight, you will not see a better short hop handled tonight during the baseball game than Denis did right there. They're going to call
personal foul on Trail at the end of the play somewhere. I didn't see anything on
Jeff, I think what it was when Denis jumped on the ball, a Warrior came in and dove on as well, and I think that's what the penalty is going to be.
Okay. It's going to move the ball down to Trail's 46.
The Zeps need a score here with 5:21 because the Warriors get the ball to start the second half.
Right. Yeah, so important drive here for Trail. They get a short field. They got 5 minutes to work with, and they sure don't want to give the ball back to Trail before their half. So see what they can do.
And
Hill's back in at quarterback.
Yeah, and Hill's rolling to his right. There's a flag down. Pass is completed, but out of bounds. Newhart on the coverage. And that was a nice catch by Duvall.
He ruled the pass play out of bounds.
Yeah.
And I think he signaled holding on the defense. Looked like he signaled this way. No, I was wrong.
No, the Warriors are going to see if they decline it, or they're going to take it.
There we go, the holding signal against Shenandoah. Thought that's what it was, but then it looked like he pointed at Trail. So that's going to move him back to, a little farther than 10 yards. They're moving it back to the 42. So from the point of the hold, I guess.
Hill, shotgun, Rose to his right, looking, throws it over the middle, and he's got a man, but just slightly behind the intended receiver, and that was Portman.
Yeah, Portman, and like you say, it was just a little behind him. He was open.
And that looked like, I think that was Dakota Milliken who was applying the pressure.
Second and about 25 here for Shenandoah.
So 5:09 left here in the quarter. Hill, straight drop back. Here comes the blitz. He throws it over the middle. It's caught. Push Carriage with the tackle at the 42-yard line and bringing it in.
I think it was Wentworth.
It's Wentworth, yes.
I think it was 3, yes.
Big guy, I am impressed because you basically have to go with the size of the player. Because
he was small, so I thought it had to be him. Although Carpenter number 2, but he doesn't. That's right, he doesn't play receiver. Well, Sometimes I believe he does.
Boy, and I tell you what, Noah Betts came off the corner on the blitz, and Hill able to get the pass completed. So 4:25 left. Hill, here's that little pass.
Oh, they smelled that one
Yes.
out big time.
And that's going to be back at the 35. Logan Hinkle drops Denis for a big loss.
Moving it back to about the 39-yard line, so about a 5-yard pass completion for -5. Make
Yeah.
it 4th and
Let's
22.
call it 4th and Quaker City. How about that?
4th and 22, and that'll bring in Portman to punt.
Remember, Portman got that booming punt that was down at the 1-yard line.
He's faked a couple of them this year. I don't know
Well.
if you want to give him the ball right there, though.
No, that's a
Another good
nice punt. Push carriage calls for the
And he
fumbles
it.
it.
It's lay on the ground, and Shenandoah picks it up.
Yeah, you can't advance it.
I can't see the number of the guy that recovered that one there.
That is
I see the guy.
number 10, I believe, for the Zeps.
Sam Townsend.
Yes.
If it's 10, it's Townsend.
Yes, I believe it was 10. So the Zeps needed a break, and they get one there. 3:22 left. And I tell you, Portman, he gets some air under his punts.
Yeah, he's averaging about 37, 38 yards a kick, I believe, for
But-
the season. They haven't punted a whole lot, but
And the hang time there, and I believe it's Portman, and it is Portman. He breaks it around the corner, breaks one tackle, and will get about 7 out of that. Coming up with the initial hit was Blake Bates, but Portman able to slip out of the shoestring tackle.
you got about 6 there. Looks like they put it down around the 14. Yeah, the beanbag's on the 14.
So the officials, we have a timeout. We'll see who's calling the timeout. No, it went out of bounds. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, I thought it went out of bounds. Yes. And again, it's Portman,
On direct snap.
and he bounces it outside. He'll be
Nice contain that time on the outside.
by Bates, Brendan Bates. So we got 2:48 left. It's showing the Zeps with all 3 timeouts. I thought they used one. Well, unless all 3 were, I know Buckeye Trail called at least 2, but it's showing the Warriors with no timeouts. But a 10-point lead. It's going to be a big 3rd down and 4. You got to think 4-down territory.
That's Denis that time.
Denis, yes.
In the Wildcat. They stopped him short.
But it's going to put them again 4th and about 3. Betts and Bates on the tackle for the Warriors. So 4th and 3. Now, partner, the Zeps, 1 for 2 on 4th down so far here in the first half.
If you say so.
Yes.
You got quicker on that one than me. Big play.
Man in motion. Hill hands off to Denis. He's going to throw it, and he falls
slipped.
down.
Yeah, I think he was going to try to throw it back to him, and he slipped down.
Back at the 25, and I tell you, the Warriors, they have sniffed out
It's like they
the
know
plays to
playbook.
Denis, yes.
It's like they're in the playbook. The play there, the couple of the other plays earlier, the 2-point conversion run. You know, they knew that was coming. So
And Jeff, I tell you,
it ended up being a 13-yard loss.
I would have liked to seen that play develop if Denis hadn't have slipped. Because they may have had some push carriage up the gut, and he is dropped for about a yard. Denis on the tackle. So the Zeps, good timeout by Coach Wells. He wants the ball back. And, yes, remember the Zeps on their opening drive. Remember they ran the quarterback sneak on 4th and 1. And was it Hill or Portman? Remember they got stuffed and then bounced out and took it around the end for a big chunk of yardage. And then the next drive for the Zeps, they went right down the field, got inside the red zone, and went for it. They had 4th and 1, and they got stuffed. Mm-hmm. So
you are correct, Swami.
Thank you.
Karnak.
We'll
date ourselves. Say Karnak.
while my headsets had been sabotaged and we was working on, like I said, we were able to get Sheriff Jeff Payton up here, but he just said there's too many suspects here in Old Washington that could have possibly had a reason to do that. So I'll have to get online and see if there's a slush fund, a reward for anyone to do it again.
I think maybe it was Mike Leggett's over in the other booth, came over and paid you a visit.
Push carrots, very deliberate run, and he's got running room. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Connor Pushcarriage takes it to the house from 65 yards. Wow.
I believe it was 74.
Was it 74?
26, yeah. They were on the 26, weren't they?
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at the scoreboard. I thought it had
I'm pretty sure it was
35, but
because the previous play had only gained 1 yard, right?
Yes. You may be correct.
I'm pretty sure.
So you say 74 yards? Well, that sounds even better than my 65.
I'll verify that at halftime with somebody, but I thought he started on the 26.
I may have been looking at the scoreboard wrong. They're going for 2, and Pushcarriage will keep it. And why not? He'll take it in for 2. So, wow. Connor Pushcarriage, what a first half this kid has had. 6-yard touchdown pass to Shane Smith. 4-yard touchdown run and a 74-yard, you say?
That's what we'll go with.
Touchdown run.
We'll fix that at halftime if I was mistaken.
And then the 2-point run. I'll tell you what, Connor Pushcarriage, when we did our KGP pregame show, he was right in the running for our Buffalo Wild Wings KGP Player of the Week with his performance last week. But, Jeff, when you had Davis Singleton, the outstanding quarterback for Meadowbrook, run for over 200, throw for over 200, and get 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm missing out on not getting to see him play this year.
Yeah.
He's had a phenomenal season.
And we want to wish Meadowbrook good luck. They play Gallia Academy
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Yep, the Colts have done well. Coach Clendenning, who, like me, is a Vikings fan, I'll have to point out. I know you'll hold that against him like you hold it against me, but
24-6. It's been a tough year for the Vikings, but
it's painful.
Betts with the squib kick. It's been an adventure in the
get the ball outside, and they're going to throw it back. Double throw back, and it's loose, and then it's fumbled. They lost about 20 yards out of that mess.
So the Zaps, they're emptying the playbook, that's for sure. But again, Warriors fundamentally sound. They're looking for anything, and you have to when you play a Jesse Wells coach football team.
That was just trying to make something happen when nothing's happening. You got to try to do something. So now they just got to – I don't know if they want to be conservative here and not get any farther behind, although we did mention Trail's going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and the Warriors –
still got 4 wideouts.
They do not want to kick it to Denis. This is Hill little
screen pass to Portman.
That is Portman, and he is dropped. And I believe that was Noah Betts. 5'9", 155-pound sophomore. And the Zeps take a timeout. 24-6. What an impressive performance for the Warriors. You wondered with the heartbreaking loss last week in overtime in Columbus against Afrocentric, Jeff, it's very rare that you play a football game at any level and you never trail in regulation and still lose it. The Warriors either led or were tied the entire ball game. Never trailed. Then we went to overtime and got outscored 6-0 and lost. And I tell you, Afrocentric, very athletic, skilled on the perimeter. Buckeye Trail really controlled the line of scrimmage. We'll have to check at the half. And a game that you could see on KGP TV tomorrow night. Afrocentric travels to Fort Fry.
Oh, okay.
And that will be built. Now,
Fort Fry's had a heck of a season, too.
Is it APEC? I believe that is.
Oh, Apex Gaming. Is
Yeah,
what it's
yes,
called, Apex
they are.
Gaming.
They are broadcasting the game, but they ask to do it
through KGP.
Through KGP. So
Caleb was telling me that. Yeah, they did them just exclusively the Fort Fry and Caldwell games early in the season, but then with some of Caleb's expertise and technology, I think they kind of merged together a little bit to be able to do things a little differently, maybe with some of the scoreboard things. And I'm not exactly sure what all they picked up from him, but
yeah. And speaking of that, we thought Shenandoah had called a timeout, officials timeout. We have an injured player for the Zeps, and that is something that they have battled all year. And let's hope we're trying to get a number. We'll see. He's up on his feet, and that's a good sign. Is that?
I can't see the number that far, Tommy, and I don't want to speculate. It could be Portman.
Portman. See, I thought it was
like,
8. Yeah.
From a distance, it looks like it's number 8. Can you see it on your monitor there?
Yeah.
Any better?
But we'll look and we'll try to get an update on him and this Zep squad. Like the Warriors, some key injuries of what could have been, but
they lost two linemen with season-ending leg injuries. Portman's back up with a hip injury, a torn muscle on the hip, had a separated shoulder, a couple concussions.
Nice pass by Hill right at the yard marker, and if it's a first down, it'll stop the clock to move the sticks.
I think that was Wentworth on the catch there.
And that's one of the few times, Jeff, Dayton Hill, as the Zeps will take a timeout, that's one of the few times he has had time to throw the football.
Looks like they got a first down out of that play. Going to spot it just short of the 35, I think, about the 34 here.
Thanks for watching us here on KGP TV. Whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, I'm merely Tom Strasser, the Honorable Jeff Harrison, who has done some great work now for the Zeps and their school over the last couple of years, and of course behind the scenes doing the great work of keeping us on the air would be one Shylin Costello.
So we got a lot of schools represented. We got Buckeye Trail, Shenandoah, Meadowbrook. We got all the area schools represented here in the booth today.
And don't sing Caleb Graham's, tunes too much and brag on them. He did actually hire us, so he does have his flaws.
Something must be wrong with him.
Yeah, 4 receivers to the left, and they're going to go over the middle and being dropped short of the first down. That was number 7 for the Zeps. That's Hunter Yates, a freshman. And Bates came up and made the tackle, forcing a timeout.
Looks like he picked up about 9 on that one.
So 11 seconds left, Jeff. Football season's been going a few weeks, but for a lot of the people in the state of Ohio, it feels like opening weekend with the Big Ten starting tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah. No, actually, somebody's playing tonight. There's a Big Ten game tonight.
Is there a Big Ten game tonight?
And, of course, the Buckeyes play tomorrow on the – I think Fox calls it their big noon game. It's
them
high
noon.
Nebraska, and I thought that was ironic that they matched the two of them up because they were the two that did the most complaining
yeah.
when they shut it down,
Oh, hey.
and they matched them up in week 1.
I think Nebraska did the most complaining because they have to play Ohio State week 1 and Penn State week 2. So I think that was – but you're right. Kudos to the Cornhuskers and Buckeye Nation. You're right. Those were the two. Oh, and give people don't want to give Harbaugh credit. He was also, tooting the horn to bring football back. The president jumped in as well, and Big Ten football is here.
Here we go.
And we're thankful.
Here we go. Harbaugh and the president in the same sentence.
Hill under pressure throws it. He's got a man, but he'll be dropped at the 49, and that'll be the.
Was that Yates again, or was that Dinas? No.
That was Dinas. Bates on the tackle. The Zeps. Time for one play. Hill under pressure. He'll throw it deep. It will be. Bates knocked it away. And an outstanding first half for the Buckeye Trail Warriors as at the half. Warriors lead the Zeps 24-6. And speaking of outstanding, what we got coming up at halftime, we will hear from the outstanding band of the Buckeye Trail Warriors under the tutelage of one Doug Hanna, who's done a great job with this. So we'll step aside. Athletic Director Aaron Bates has brought some food up, so we'll be cordial guests and partake in that as well. So at the half, Warriors leading 24-6. So it's now time for the band. Enjoy, and we'll be back with halftime stats and get you ready for the second half here on KGP TV.
Welcome to the field. The pride of Eastern Guernsey County. The Warrior Marching Band. The band's first song is a song recorded by singer Billie Eilish, released in 2019, hitting #1 on the Hot 100. Duh, here is Bad Guy. The band will now perform a single released in 1963, a surf rock instrumental recorded by the Surfaris, recorded by many others over the years. Here is the band performing Wipe Out. Our last performance is a song released in 2012. This pop rock song sold more than 416,000 copies. She won Best Female Video of the Year in 2013 and hit number 3 on the Hot 100. Written as, of many, one of her breakup songs, here is Taylor Swift's I Knew You Were Trouble, featuring trumpet soloist Madison Galloway. for your Warrior Marching Band.
Welcome back. The Old Washington, the Warriors, with a big first half performance, leading 24-6. As look, they've called security.
His fan
my
club's
my fan club has taken over. God bless them.
It's a fan club of one, though. might point out here, Tommy. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't understand.
Uh-oh. She's been engulfed by security, so
down in front.
Jenny Leggett, what a great lady, and appreciate her support tonight. And speaking of support, Buckeye Trail's got a lot of it. And
they really,
one Connor Pushkarich as we look at the first half stats.
They really picked it up there in the second corner, and Pushkarich did most of the damage. By the time we got to the half, by my totals, I have Buckeye Trail with 269 total yards, 178 on the ground. And of those, Pushkarich has 169 on 18 carries. And he's also 7 of 10 passing for 91 yards. So he's at 260 yards of total offense in a half. And with the 18 carries, he's going to probably push the 40 that you said he had last week. Shenandoah, after pretty much holding their own numbers-wise in the first quarter, really didn't do much there in the second. They had some positive plays, negative plays, and when it all washed out, I've got them at 90 total yards, 58 on the ground, 32 through the air, because 3 or 4 of their completions went for negative yardage or no yardage. They're combined 8 of 10. Most of that is, of course, Dayton Hill. And running the ball, Portman has 10 carries for 60 yards. So 269 to 90. So, the score as it opened up there with 2 more scores for Trail, pretty much is indicative of the yardage. If you want to go back through the scoring real quick, in the first quarter, Shenandoah scored first on a Briar Portman 5-yard run, and the 2-point conversion failed with 9:51 to go in the first. Trail got on the board a 6-yard pass from Puskarich to Smith, and then Smith ran in the 2-point conversion, 8-6. Trail takes the lead with 7:11 to go in the quarter. Then in the second quarter, it was all Puskarich, a 4-yard run, 5:25 to go, and he ran in the 2-point conversions to make it 16-6. And then he broke free where I didn't get a chance to check with anybody. They all deserted the press box and went for the food or went to the locker room. We called it a 74-yard run, and with 1:11 to go in the half, and he also ran in the 2-point conversion to open up a 24-6 lead for the Warriors.
And Jeff, when you look, we talk about Connor Pushkarich. He had 41 carries last week, but tonight, when Buckeye Trail really went to that power formation and put an extra lineman in the backfield, and Connor Pushkarich, it's been power, and his 74-yard touchdown run, he was very deliberate, patient, found his spot, and showed some speed. A lot of people didn't know this kid had, but if you're the Warriors, what's those saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Make them stop you and then build off of it.
Well, on that 99-yard drive, if you recall, they ran 11 plays, the 1 long pass play, but the other 10 plays were Puskarich up the middle pretty much on a repeated basis, and they just said, stop us, and Shenandoah couldn't stop them.
Yeah, and
a couple of them went for 11 yards, a couple of them were short gains, but a couple 11-yarders, a 9-yarder in there.
And when the Warriors, unfortunately, in the Strasburg game, when Franco Rome went down with an ankle injury, now the kid just got his cast off about less than a week and a half ago. And he was the playmaker for the Warriors that everything evolved around. And when you lose your bell cow, it's an adjustment. Then you have 2 games canceled back-to-back weeks. It really put this offense behind, the 8 ball, so to speak, but they're really starting to find their groove again.
Well, they've looked really good, They've looked really good out there today, and it's going to be key for Shenandoah to stop them here on this first possession. If they go down and score again, it's going to be pretty much out of reach. So they're going to have to find a way to stop him on this opening drive, so that they have a chance to get back in the game somehow.
And Jeff, for the Zeps, what changed their first 2 drives? They went down the field, in chunks. But after their first 2 drives, they really haven't been able to get much going.
No, that's what I say. Pretty much they would have 1 positive play for 5 or 6 yards and then a negative play. Back-to-back runs by Portman early in the quarter, +5, -5. Then they had a -4. Plus a holding call and another -5 yard on a pass play. Another -4 yards on a pass play, 13 yards on that one play where Dina slipped down and was going to do the throwback pass. So they've had as many negative plays in the second quarter as they did positive plays, and that doesn't work.
Yeah, and as the Warriors special teams come out, coaches out there with them kind of saying, hey, you got to be ready for any kind of onside kick, anything here, because the Zeps, we'll see the first 4 minutes of this third quarter is going to be extremely big for the Zeps as they get ready to kick off. And
William Langley will kick off for Shenandoah.
Should be William Langley on the kick.
Yeah, and there's the onside kick, and it is recovered by the Warriors. So they'll have excellent field position at about the 39. And
I think that was Blake Bates.
It was?
Yeah, number 3. Yeah. That's really not an onside kick for them. That's pretty much how they've kicked off all year. I mean, I'd say probably 3 times they've kicked it deep out of the whole season. They just squib it like that, so the other team doesn't get ahead of steam, and they have a chance to maybe recover it. It's not just a straight onside kick, as you would think.
All right, so the Warriors again come out, and it
Looks like they're starting on their 39. And here we go again.
Yeah, and that's push carrots right up the gut, and he will not get much.
Got about 2, yard and a half to 2.
Devolved the tackler. Second down.
So it'll be second down and about 9. A huge drive for the Zeps. Again, the Warriors power formation to the right side. Now they're going to go try the left, and that's going to be Preston Mackey there on the stop.
Usually when Preston's there waiting on you, you get kind of swallowed up. So he picked up another, maybe 2 more. Yard and a half, so about 3rd and 7.
Just underway here, thanks in the third quarter. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. Tom Strasser, Jeff Harrison, Shylin Costello producing, and Push Carriage will get to first down and then some. 45, 40, 30, one man to beat, 20.
Oh,
he
cut
does.
back and eluded him.
Oh, touchdown. Push Carriage and 57 yards.
I tell you, yeah, 57. I tell you what, K. Dinas had the angle on him, and all of a sudden he put his foot in the ground and cut back to the left, and Cade kept going towards the sideline because it looked all the way that he was going there. Nice run.
So a 57-yard touchdown run. That is the 3rd touchdown. Oh, and there's a flag where it's coming back.
Oh, wow.
Holding. Wow, I did not see the flag. I was watching Push Carriage's moves.
So it's a 10-yard penalty from wherever they threw the flag. So
But
let's see
still
where
a
they're
first down.
Yeah, it's a first down, and they're going to give him to
I'll let you figure out.
oh, my. Let's see. The ball's on the 38, so they give him the run to the 28.
So, wow, so nullify the 57-yard touchdown jaunt. But it does pick up the first down.
So he still gets credit for a 29-yard run, and then you mark the 10 yards off from there.
Again, Push Carriage right up the gut. So the Zeps really shell-shocked. Linebacker Julius Kirk, the 5'10", 175-pound junior linebacker for the Zeps, makes the stop.
Even with losing half of the yardage on that long run, he still is going over 200 yards now for rushing.
And this is the still 9:40 left here in the third quarter.
A little confusion out there. Must be a clock issue. That looks like Donnie Kearns is looking up towards the press box.
Oh yeah, they never took the touchdown off. Yeah.
That's the home cooking there. We'll just try to slip those extra 6 in there. Huh? We've got it now. We got it straightened out.
You know, I did that a few times as a basketball coach. I checked the table and asked, and they would say, no, coach, the score's right. Play on.
You'd look at me a few times down there on the end of the scores table, and I'd say, yeah, we're losing by 40, Tom.
But, hey, had our share of good years as well.
Absolutely.
So, Push Carriage, shotgun formation again. Snodgrass and Christ. Sam to block, but not much running room, and looks like that was Chandler Warner on the tackle for the Zeps.
I think you're right. Nice play that time.
So a 3rd down and 9. The Zeps not. You hate
That's
that.
the first time there's been a negative yardage play for when Puskarich has carried the ball.
And wow, what a big.
And really, that was only about a foot.
Yeah.
when they finally put it down, it was only about a foot loss.
What a big play in this game. Third down to Puskarich, dropping back. He's got time, going long. Looking, it is intercepted.
Yep,
no, it's incomplete.
Oh, okay, it did look like the Shenandoah defensive back is the one that had the angle on it there.
Hey, but I tell you what,
that was Sam Townsend, I believe, on the coverage that time.
You know, and if you're Buckeye Trail, as crazy as it sounds, Jeff, you wouldn't have really minded an interception right there. You can't get a punt any better than that at about the 1 yard line, but now the Warriors will punt the football.
That's Portman back deep for the Zeps.
Betts gets it off, good pressure, but
Portman runs up and makes the play at about the 13.
It turns the corner, gets a nice block. Another nice block, and he's up the sideline. 40, 50, 40, and Portman. What an explosive play.
87 yards, Tommy.
All the way to the house. Touchdown, Zeps. Oh, there's a penalty down. Penalty flag.
Yep. Looks like it's back on about the 46. So they're coming back. That's probably going to nullify an 87-yard touchdown run.
Wow.
Or punt return, I'm sorry.
You know, we're getting some
and it's a holding call.
Getting some free touchdown calls in here in the third quarter. Both teams have lost a touchdown. But Portman, first of all, Jeff, if he was the one that was injured before the first half, that's a good sign because
he was at full force there running.
And he got two great blocks. And once he got down the sideline, and it looked like the holding call came from behind the play, which those will drive you crazy. So that will nullify touchdown, but
we got an illegal participation signal there. So it wasn't a holding call.
No.
So
is that too many men on the field? That
most likely, or equipment type thing, or
yeah,
I would say maybe they had 12 guys out there. They still get the ball, but it's at the point. Well, you would think that would be one that would make the play go over. An illegal participation. That's not like a hold at a spot, but the Zeps have the ball, and it looks like it's around the 37-yard line.
That will increase your chances of a nice kickoff return if you have an extra player. But
that's right. You used to try to stick 6 basketball players on the court, and they would catch you on that every time.
I did do that, not intentionally. As Hill,
that's Portman.
Will hand off to Portman. Snodgrass on the tackle. Gain of about 4. Colton Shepard also on the initial hit. So the
friends are coming to visit you here in the booth.
Yeah, we got
a wasp coming after.
No, I think it's look more like a tarantula.
It's one of them killer hornets.
As here's fighting for Denis getting first down run. And
they're in here
I think
stomping on the bugs in the press box.
No, hey, that was a pretty good-sized spider. And, you know, Shyland, she didn't sign up for hazard pay. It was crawling on her jacket, but, of course, she'll wish I take her jacket off next time before I throw her down and stomp on the spider.
Here goes Portman around the right side.
And
grabbed him by the foot. Someone grabbed him by the ankle there.
And that was Logan Hinkle on the tackle. Hinkle, the one of the inside linebackers, 5'6", 182-pound junior. He's had a nice year defensively for the Warriors.
Pickup of 2 on that last play, right to midfield.
You know, we're nearing the midway point here of the third quarter. And the way the Warriors have chewed up the time, Zeps almost, you think they almost have to score every time they have the ball. Hill under pressure, and he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 30, about the 36-yard line.
Noah Betts hit him first.
And Logan Hinkle cleaned up. I tell you, Betts has gotten in there about 3 times tonight, and Hill's been able to get the pass off, but not that time.
All the way back to the 36, so that's a 14-yard loss. Makes it 3rd and 22.
Wow. And I tell you what, after the first 2 drives in this ball game, the Warrior defense has really stepped up and controlled things. Hill looking.
Under pressure again.
And he's going to tuck it and run it. Up the sideline, 45, gets to the 48, and that's going to probably give the Zeps a chance to go for it.
Yep, he picked up nice yardage on that. I think he was waiting for 1 extra block downfield, and it didn't quite come.
Shane Smith with the tackle, but I tell you what.
He got it up to the 48-yard line, so he picked up 12 on that. Back to 4th and 10.
And Dayton Hill turned that nearly about a 10-yard loss to a 12-yard. But no, you're right. They marked him.
Yeah, it's 4th and 10.
Yeah, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, almost have to. Middle of the third quarter, down 3 scores.
Hill has time. Leaves the pocket under pressure. Throws it.
Picked
It's
off.
intercepted by Brendan Bates.
Yeah, there just was nobody open there, and he tried to force it in.
Brendan Bates, the 5'8", 132-pound junior. So a turnover for the Zeps, and
Returned that back to Shenandoah's 49. Where Trail will take over 1st and 10. And they're right up to the line and ready to go.
Shepard coming in. Left guard.
So Puskarich left or right this time, Tommy?
Yeah. And Warriors have a timeout. We'll keep it here. Remember, a couple of playoff games on KGP TV tomorrow night. The Afrocentric Fort Fry game will be carried by Apex, but it will be broadcast on our KGP stations, as well as the big game in Byesville, Gallia Academy, and the Meadowbrook Colts. Meadowbrook undefeated, and they are really hitting on all cylinders.
Yep, they've had some pretty terrific offenses in the last few years, and from what I understand, this one's right up there at or near the top on their offenses. So it's great to see. It's always great to see a local team doing well. You know, we wish them the best.
Yeah, and Cambridge Bobcats at the half at Marietta, the Tigers leading Cambridge 28-14.
Okay, we're back and ready to go here. Trails up to the line. And I think we'll get a heavy dose of Puskarich to just keep the clock moving.
Yes. Now they move it to the left side. And he'll pick up about 5 to 6 yards. And, yes, the Zeps, they know what's coming. They just have not been able to stop it. And the Warriors now, they're going to chew the play clock down.
Sure. Looking over at the coach for the signals. Just taking their good old time, watching the play clock's at 14, so they can run it down a little bit farther here.
So it'll be 2nd down, 5. Push Carriage again. Keeps it. He's got a 1st down and then some, as he will take it to about the 35-yard line. That'll be a 1st down. They will stop the clock at 4:16 to set the chains, the sticks.
We did mark it down this time, right on the 35, looks like. That was another 9-yard chunk for him.
So now under 4 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. 24-6. Buckeye Trail moving and in control. What a big game and win this would be for the Warriors if they can finish this off. Push Carriage will get about 3 yards. And as see the outstanding sophomore wide receiver, Nick Newhart, spread out here way to the right side. I want to give a shout out to Randy Newhart. He is the grandfather of Nick, and Randy never misses a game, but wasn't able to come tonight, dealing with a little sickness, so was at home watching it on KGP TV. And Randy, we miss you, but I'm sure you're proud how your Warriors are performing tonight. Push Carriage again keeps it, and this time he is dropped right at the 30.
Yeah, we appreciate fans on both sides tuning in tonight. We got a mixed crew of Troy Aikman and Tony Romo here in the booth, crisscross of networks, and we appreciate both sides. I know there are some Shenandoah people who texted me, and one of them said they couldn't quite hear me, so I tried to crank up the volume a little bit. So appreciate them tuning in tonight.
And whoever texts you, we forgive them for texting you and letting us know that. That was Duvall on the tackle for the Zeps.
I hear you.
Again, now 2:15 left again. Push Carriage keeps it, breaks it out, then cuts it up in, and he'll be stopped.
Looks like he got down to about the 27, 28-yard line.
Shot and Duvall on the tackle. And now the Warriors face a 4th down and 3. Newhart comes in.
I'm going to guess they're going to maybe run the
for
clock.
Smith.
Maybe run the clock down here, call a timeout, figure out what they're going to do. Maybe not.
Again, power formation to the left.
Of course, we know what they're going to. Oh, I was right. That's the Tony Romo coming out. You predict things before they happen, huh? Oh, man, that's bad.
And I'll tell you what, Buckeye Trail leading 24-6. We'll take a timeout and be back for this crucial 4th down and 3. Zeps and Warriors here on KGP TV. Welcome back. Old Washington, campus of Buckeye Trail High School, 4th down and 3. Warriors spread it out, and Push Carriage will keep it right up the middle, and he'll get the 1st down and then some on a nice block.
Yep, they just parted the Red Sea there in the middle.
And that was Nick Burris, the left guard. And another game being broadcast tonight on KGP TV at the half in Bellsville. Trinity leading the Bellsville Blue Devils 27-8 at the half. I better give a shout out to the producer of that game. That would be my daughter, Alex Strasser. So Push Carrots keeps it again right up the gut.
Nice contain that time by the Zeps. Finally able to get a little bit of a push on the inside to
Yeah.
shut him down once.
And Denis with the initial hit, and he was grabbing his right ankle, but he gets up and
Still got 3 yards out of that.
yeah. And Denis, walking it off there in the secondary. I think he's going to be okay, but that's easy for me to say. I didn't get my ankle rolled up on.
Yeah, Cade's been playing all year with a broken finger, so he's a tough guy. He'll play to the last play. There's no doubt about that.
But you see him back there, yeah, he's limping. It's been a physical game, and Push Carrots right up the gut. 5 touchdown. Warriors will check and see if there's any flags. There are not. So with 6 seconds left here,
18 yards on that one.
Push Carriage takes it in. That is his second touchdown of the quarter, but the first one that counts.
Tell you what, they stopped them on one play, but in between, I mean, they're just opening big holes in that line.
Yeah, and give the Zeps credit. They're not getting gashed like they did in the first half, but it's just a simple fact. The Warriors 4 downs to get 10 yards, and they're getting it. Push Carrots rolls out, throws it. It is broken up. Pass intended for Dodd.
Not sure we expected this score tonight, Tom.
No.
I expected it, especially the way we started out. I thought we were going back and forth, kind of like both of the teams had those close games last week. And Trails their offensive line's just taking control, and Puskarich is just getting it done again.
And you know what? It almost looks like Buckeye Trail's the more fresher team. Remember, they had, 2 games canceled in week 6 and week 7. So, played last week and then come back home. And one reason this blue squad is energized, this is technically their 3rd home game because 2 were canceled. So you've got to go back to week 3 since they've played here at home. That was a game they lost to the Malvern Hornets, who are undefeated and playing tonight against Dalton. We'll try to get an update on that score.
Another squib kick here.
That's nice scoop. And up to the 45, and that
was Dayton Hill, the quarterback.
Dayton Hill
on the kick team. That takes us to the end of the quarter. So after 3 quarters, we have Buckeye Trail leading Shenandoah 30-6, and we'll be back in a minute on KGP TV.
All right, welcome back. Start of the 4th quarter. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. Shotgun formation. And that is
not sure who lined up in the
that is Hill.
Okay,
Dayton
he
Hill.
lined up at quarterback straight.
Dropped by Snodgrass. And again, we apologize for not being as sharp as usual. Of course, that's still not saying a lot, but it is tough deciphering the Zeps numbers. We mentioned Malvern of the IVC, a team that knocked off the Warriors the last home game here, but the undefeated season for Malvern coming to an end tonight in the third round of the playoffs. They're losing 37-7 against Dalton. Hill
Nobody to throw to.
rolling.
Again. Nice coverage in the secondary.
Throwing long. He's got a man. It is.
Well,
That was Wentworth.
Yeah, he saw his quarterback in trouble, and he just took off long, hoping that he could open a seam out there.
So Whitworth, not at 5'8", 140 pounds, and just out of reach.
A quick look back at the end of the third quarter stats. The numbers are now Shenandoah has 101 total yards of offense, and Buckeye Trails is up to 352. I have Puskarich now 31 carries, 252 yards. Whew. And another 91 passing. So 340 yards for him of the 352.
Hill over the middle. It is caught. And still on his feet, inside the 30. Newhart on the tackle.
I think it might be Denis. I can't tell.
Let's see.
It's not Wentworth. I see
it's
him.
Denis.
Yeah.
Bates, and Newhart all there on the tackle. And I tell you, Denis, he's not the easiest one to get down.
No, he's been their leading receiver, even though he plays, technically he's called a running back. They line him up in the slot a lot. They run him on those shovel passes. And he had a game earlier in the year where he had 14 catches for 234 yards, and both of those were school records. Well, the number of catches tied to school record by Tom Perkins, and the yardage passed the record held by Wes Radizak. So he had a big game there.
And it looks like we have a Warrior down. It looks to be a cramp, which I want to give a shout-out to my partner. Early in the third quarter, I started cramping up on this muggy night, and he was able to gently massage my left calf to get it out. So
I deny that. I deny that wholeheartedly. There were, the only thing that massaged your leg was that spider that was crawling
I
around
tell you,
the
I about ended up in your lap. That thing was big.
Oh,
But
geez.
did you notice Shylin never left the camera, even though it was on her jacket?
You could see her freaking out a little bit over there, but of course we were too. So
did you say kind of? We could kind of. Oh, was it obvious?
But you became the knight in
her
shining,
knight
the knight in shining
the knight
armor,
of her shining armor. That's right.
And killed him off.
So it's a good thing Christmas is coming up. I can't wait to see what I'll get from the lovely Shylin Costello, as Warriors still being attended, and it does appear to be a cramp the way they're.
I know if you go trick-or-treating at her house, you'll be wearing your Charlie Brown costume, and you'll walk away saying, I got a rock. Because that's all Charlie ever got. That's all you'll get when you go trick-or-treating.
Oh, I know. Ain't that the truth? But, hey, I want to give a shout-out to
you got to quit shouting so much.
To the fine folks here at Buckeye Trail at the end of the third quarter. You know that October is Breast Cancer Month, and the cheerleaders, as Shylin was able to get during our commercial, with their pom-poms, they formed the ribbon, the pink ribbon, and they asked anyone who had been affected with breast cancer or loved ones or anything to please stand, and they got a nice ovation. So very well done here from the classy folks at East Guernsey.
Absolutely. Not sure who's injured here on
Now,
the play. Can you see the number?
No, I cannot. He's sitting up. I thought. Now they're helping him up. That is.
Looked like it was.
That's Connor Pushkarich. Yeah.
Connor, okay.
Now, why on earth would he have a cramp tonight, huh?
Yeah. That's from overactivity.
And he's going to come out and get a well-deserved breather.
And that's about the only way you get him out of there.
So I want to let the Fisher family in Canada, as they can see that their grandson is up and okay. And like I said, it did appear to be a cramp. So
First and 10 Zeps on the 28, 29-yard line, 29 I think it is.
Yeah, Hill back. He's got time over him. A nice pitch and catch to Duvall. And that was a nice pass. Hill put that on the money to Duvall, and that'll move the sticks. 10:40 clock running.
Looks like we got it down to about the 14-yard line.
Now, and, you know, Hill, not only did he complete it, Jeff, but he put it right where Duvall could catch it and then do something with it after the catch. So first down and 10 to Zeps.
Tanner started the season as a running back, and out of necessity now he's playing tight end.
Hill drops back empty backfield. He's got a man,
had him
but
open
just
and he bounced it in there.
and that was Denis, I believe.
Yep, he had him wide open and just didn't have enough on the throw.
And you can hear Coach Kearns. He's kind of wondering, how did Denis, man who has a bullseye on him in every game, how did he slip out and get that wide open?
Yep, you got it. When you play Shenandoah, you got to watch where 4 is and where number 8 is.
Again, empty backfield. Hill calls out the blitzer. He's got time. He throws it. He's got a man. Touchdown, and that's Denis.
Yep.
And it was fitting that Denis caught it, because I think he would have scored if the last pass would have got to him. And credit the offensive line for the Zeps there. Even with the empty backfield, giving Hill time to throw the football. He hasn't had that much tonight.
Nope, that was a nice recognition there of the man being open.
And that was a
14 yards.
14 yards. So Hill to Denis, and the Zeps will go for 2. Hill, he's got a man, and he little jump pass to Denis is good.
Mm-hmm.
So nice answer by the Zeps. You said the touchdown was how?
14 yards.
14 yards,
yep.
and then Hill to Denis for the 2-point conversion.
So with that cuts the score to Buckeye Trail leads 30-14 with 10:07 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a minute on KGP TV.
Charlene, you've been eyeing my Fritos there. Okay. How's your classes going? We got her. So with the 2-point conversion, partner, the Zeps within 2 scores. So there's time, but they need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. But they're going to need to get a defensive stop here. See if they.
That's the
there's
key.
a little.
They haven't been able to stop Trail.
Yeah, squib kick, and that is caught. Donovan Geiger, the freshman, snags the line drive. Jeff, I mentioned the World Series reference, 1 game apiece. Rays and Dodgers. Who do you think wins?
Well, I'd like to see the Rays win. They've got an Ohio Valley connection. 2 of their coaches are Ohio Valley guys. Stan Borowski's their bullpen coach. He went to Buckeye South, which is now, of course, part of Buckeye Local. And Paul Hoover, who played several years in the minor leagues, is also a coach on their staff. He went to Steubenville.
Where else can you get that information except KGP TV?
Absolutely.
Push Carriage breaks a tackle and gets over midfield. And the that was Chandler Warner on the tackle for the Zeps. And the Zeps, they have to force a 3-and-out here or a turnover 1. Because they need 2 more possessions, and the Warriors have been able to chew up yardage and clock. this second half. Push Carriage again. Lowers his shoulder, and it gets to about the 45. And tackle by Briar Portman.
So he picked up 2 there and makes it about 3rd and 2.
So big play here, 3rd and 2. Push Carriage will not get there. He may not have got much of anything. Portman with the hit and shot.
They gave him about a half yard to a yard maybe. 4th and a long one, short 2.
Yeah, he got stood up pretty much at the.
See now the beanbags on the 44 and the yardstick, the down marker's almost half a yard behind it.
And then you got the center for the Warriors, Landon Cole, 6'1", 234-pound sophomore, holding the football. And the Warriors, they may take a timeout here. They will.
Ran the clock down to 1 second and called the timeout. So we'll take another break. 7:59 to play. Buckeye Trail 30, Shenandoah 14. Back in a minute on KGP TV.
So the Warriors, after the timeout, 4th down and 2, up 2 scores. Push Carriage keeps it, goes up the gut, and he has a 1st down.
And that might have been the final dagger there, Tom.
Yes.
Because now they can run the clock. Even Shenandoah hoping with 2 scores down, I think that might have pretty much brought an end to that.
Yeah, and again, it's just the Zeps defense. The adjustments made, they've done a lot better job slowing down the ground game, but it's still 3 plays, sometimes 4 to get 10 yards, and that they have not been able to stop. Warriors spread it out, 7:20 left. Push Carriage keeps it again. Still fighting.
Picked up 5, and then we got a late flag coming in. Don't know if somebody grabbed a face mask in the middle of that melee or not.
Portman on the
Yep,
tackle, face mask.
That's what it was.
I tell you what, Push Carriage, has he reached the 40 carry mark?
He's getting really close. Let's see, they're giving him the run down to the 34, and then 15 from there ought to take it down to about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, trail up 2 scores. Another score here would pretty much seal the deal. And Coach Donnie Kearns, a huge Ohio State Buckeye fan, it will make his enjoyment watching that game this much more if they can get a win over their rivals, former PVC rivals. Push Carriage keeps it again. Spin move. Breaks a tackle, another spinner, Rooney.
Yep, that's about the 3rd time he's tried to utilize the spin move and get some extra yardage, and it's worked every time.
You know, Push Carriage 2 spinner Rooney's there with no homecoming dance this fall. He's having to use up all his dance moves tonight.
We apologize for our play-by-play man. We love you, Tommy.
Thank you. 2nd down and 6. Hey, my Razorbacks are off this week after their big win
Oh, they have a
last
football
week
team?
against Ole Miss. Hey,
They have a football team?
they have been the talk of college football as Push Carriage gets tripped up in the backfield. Who came in? That was Dayton Hill. Duvall helps Push Carriage up. So now
What yard line are we on?
third
here?
down, and they roughly around the 16.
I think it's about the 17.
Yeah. Like I said, with the ball not already spotted. So Push Carriage rolling out, looking, still looking. Throws in zone. It is caught. Touchdown. And that was Blake Bates. 17-yard touchdown reception.
Number 3. Okay, I was blocked by the wall here. Yep, 17 yards, 5:24 to go.
So Push Carriage. And what's the...
We have a personal foul after the play.
I think it was on both squads.
Oh, okay.
So offsetting. So Push Carriage looking. Throws it over the middle to Newhart.
Right through his hands on that one. Nice slant play.
So the 2-point conversion's no good. 5:24 left in the contest. Warriors increase their lead 36-14. We'll be back for the final. 5:24. Welcome back to Old Washington. Noah Betts getting ready to kick off after the Connor Push Carriage. 18-yard touchdown pass to Blake Bates, the 6'3", 161-pound senior. And Betts squib kicks, and it is down right about the 29-yard line, 28-yard line. And Radasak. Gotcha. Neither team really wanting to put the ball, kick deep, and give the playmakers of the other team a chance to do something.
You asked about Connor's attempts. Right now, he's up to 38 carries, 273 yards. And he's 8 of 12 passing for 108.
And
so he's closing in on a 400-yard offensive game.
Yeah, and 3 touchdown runs and 2 touchdown passes. Wow. Hill, empty backfield. Rolling, under pressure, and Shane Smith.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, Shane Smith and Bryce Baker. Baker, 5'9", 250-pound senior.
Must have kept him inbounds there because the clock's still moving.
And I tell you, the Zep offensive line, they've done a better job pass protecting here in the second half, but that time just great coverage downfield, and Dayton Hill had nowhere to deliver the football. Again, empty backfield. Hill's going to tuck it and run it. Hesitates, thinks about it. Smith comes and wraps him up at about the 31-yard line.
Had him by the legs, spun him around there, dropped him down.
Yeah, Shane Smith, junior outstanding linebacker.
So he had those kind of games all year long. You've seen him.
He's had one thing. We talked about the Warriors losing Franco Rome.
Oh, we got a holding penalty, illegal use of hands against Trail on that one.
So
some kind of a
patch, yeah. Yeah, that was in the secondary. Will give the Zeps a first down. Shane Smith, when the Warriors lost Franco Rome, Shane Smith was, you talking about a kid that was banged up, literally, win a week here or there where he couldn't practice, and then would go out and gut it out on game day. And what with the 2 weeks bye week, that probably benefited him more than any other Warrior. But Shane Smith, another big year defensively for the Warriors.
quick pass out is probably Dinas.
And it was Dinas.
Yeah. He lost his footing again.
And that's happened a few times.
Wonder if Donnie watered the middle of the field out there. Because we didn't get any rain. So.
K. Dinas.
He actually lost 2 on that one.
170-pound senior for the Zeps.
It's at least 3 of his pass receptions have gone for negative yardage today. That's very unusual. 2nd and 12.
Yeah, 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hill looking to the right. And he's got a man. It's caught at the 45, 50.
That's Portman. He slipped away
40,
again.
30. Portman will take this to the house. 20, 10, 5 touchdown. Wow.
61 yards.
I tell you, Portman, after the catch, Jeff, he stopped on the dime, and you're talking about getting from 1st gear to 5th gear. He may have skipped a couple of gears. Boy, did he.
He can turn them on, no question about that.
So that was how many yards?
61.
Hill the Portman. 61-yard TD pass. Zep still some fight in them, back within 2 scores. And they will go for 2. Again, empty backfield. Hill throws it out. And is that Dinas?
I'm going to guess yes.
And, man, he had to plow through 2 would-be tacklers.
I'm pretty sure it was Dinas.
That was Dinas.
Confirmation from over there at the PA announcer.
So 3:13, good to see the Zeps still fighting. It would have been easy to pack this one in. So 36-22, now within 14. And the Zeps with, I'm looking to see how many timeouts. I don't believe they have any more, or do they? But this,
I'm not sure. I think isn't the 3 right under the 22? Isn't that the timeouts?
oh, yes, I'm looking at the Warriors are out of timeouts. Yeah, the Zeps have 3.
Got to keep you straight all the time.
I'm telling you. I'm just keeping you on your toes. So, the Zeps will probably
Another squib kickoff,
or
maybe a straight up onside.
Onside, yeah. I think they almost have to. And they do. It's got to go 10 yards, but it's not going to go 10 yards. So the Warriors will get it right there at about the 44-yard line. So 3:13 left. And the Warrior win here. will give them their third win on the field. And remember, they won their first playoff game by forfeit, so that'll move them to 4-4 with one more game remaining. Still not sure officially who that'll be. That's Push Carriage. Takes it up to about the 38-yard line, or excuse me, the 42-yard line. Duvall on the tackle for the Zeps. Now, partner, originally Buckeye Trail had it set for Week 10 to take on the Shamrocks. But Barnesville with a playoff game tomorrow night. If they win, of course, we want to wish the Rocks good luck. Warriors possibly Newcomerstown, possibly Caldwell. Just a couple.
And Shenandoah is still up in the air whether they're going to pack it in after tonight or play again. I haven't really heard any possibilities of who.
Push Carriage stood up right at about the 41-yard line. Mackey on the initial hit for the Zeps. So now it's going to be third down and about 6.
And there's your 40th carry. Back-to-back games with 40 carries. Next one will make 41, 2 games in a row, 41 carries, Tommy.
But
that's working.
Yeah, but I think Warriors may put the ball up here. 3 receivers to the right. Now quarterback draw. Push Carriage fighting his way. He'll be stopped short. And the Zeps will take a timeout with 1:39 left. So
you got it down to about the 38-yard line, it looks like, based on where the official's standing.
So you're saying that is his 41st carry?
41, or give or take, 279.
All right, now. We want to give a shout out to the coach of the Lady Zeps, Sammy Schott, who was tuning in tonight, as well as Jody.
Yep, they're a couple of the many Zeps that are tried and true and support the team. Usually home or away. I mean, obviously some of the people can't be at all the away games this year the way they have been. I know last night Shenandoah's volleyball team won a sectional title and advanced to the district next week and had a nice turnout of folks over there, including Coach Wells was right over there supporting them over in Woodsfield.
Yes, I had a chance to talk to Wheels, Ashley Wheeler, one of the outstanding basketball players for the Zeps, and she was talking about the volleyball team and their win at halftime. So 4th down and 2. Little scissor handoff. This is
number 6,
Brendan Bates. Yeah. And I think he's got the first down. He does. So a little scissor handoff.
Moved it down to the 34, and I just got a text. Jan Masgay wants a shout-out. You've been giving all these shout-outs to all your friends. Jan wants a shout-out. He coaches our junior high team over there at Shenandoah. And so we're glad he's tuned in, getting our kids ready to move up to the varsity ranks next year.
But that's usually the only interaction I have with the public is during ball games. The only time I get texts is when they want a shout out.
When they want something,
yeah.
There you go.
But we talked about last week. Connor Push Carriage had 41 carries, 229 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And tonight, 41 carries.
279. So that's 500 yards, 82 carries, and over 500 yards in 2 weeks.
And the Warriors going into victory formation. Every fan's favorite play. So, again, for the seniors, the Warriors, they do not know if this is their last home game or not. They're waiting. If it's Barnesville next week, I think that game would be at Barnesville. If it's Newcomerstown, it would be here. But teams, still scrambling for week 10 and 30 seconds left, and this will be the last. This will be the last call and play.
Another kneel down, a little bit of sportsmanship there. Most of the time they don't get a chance to do that. Nice to see a couple of them acknowledging their friends on the other side, because a lot of these kids are friends back and forth. Just a total domination game by Connor Puskarich, thanks to his offensive line. They controlled the action. And our final score is Buckeye Trail 36, Shenandoah 22. We'll be back in a minute on KGP TV.
Welcome back to beautiful Old Washington, Ohio, and the campus of Buckeye Trail. Here at the Bill Baker Athletic Activity Complex, as the Buckeye Trail football team down listening to the alma mater, and we will be quiet and enjoying that here. All right, as now the Buckeye Trail fight song being played after the alma mater, and Warriors with a big 36-22 win. And if this is the last home game, we'll know sometime this weekend. The class of 2021 will feel good about ending it not only with a win, but a big win over their rivals, the Shenandoah Zeps. As we'll look at how the scoring went, and it was the Zeps who would get on the scoreboard first at the 9:51 mark of the first half. And it would be Briar Portman who would run it in for 5 yards out. The two-point conversion was no good, and the Zeps would lead 6-0, but then the Warriors would respond quickly at 7-11 left in the first quarter. Connor Pushkarich, a little shovel pass to Shane Smith, who would take it round the left end for 6 yards. And then Smith would cap off the two-point conversion, and with 7-11 left in the first quarter, the Warriors would take their first lead of the game, and it would hold up as they would lead 8-6. And again, the Warriors would get the ball on their next possession and drive down, and it would be Connor Pushkarich who would finish it off with a 4-yard touchdown run. And then Connor Pushkarich again on the two-point conversion run with 5:25 left. The Warriors would increase their lead to 16-6. And then with 1:11 left in the first half, Connor Pushkarich would take it 74 yards to the house. And again, there goes that man. Connor Pushkarich, 2-point conversion was good, and the Warriors would lead 24-6 at the half. And then it would be another Connor Pushkarich 18-yard touchdown run in the third quarter with 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 2-point conversion no good, and after 3, the Warriors would lead 30-6. Shenandoah would keep fighting till the end. As it would be Dayton Hill would connect with Cade Denis on a 14-yard touchdown strike, and then it would be Hill to Denis on the 2-point conversion, and the Zeps would get back in the game at 30-14 with 10:07 left. But again, the Warriors would chew up time, and with 5:24 left in the game, Connor Pushkarich would roll out and hit senior Blake Bates for an 18-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion was no good, and with 5:24 left in the contest, the Warriors would put the game away, we thought 36-14, but with 3:13 left, again, it would be Dayton Hill, this time to Briar Portman, a 61-yard touchdown pass, 2-point conversion. Hill, the Denis was good, and that would cut it to 36-22. The Warriors would recover the onside kick and run out the clock as the Warriors get their 4th win of the season, 36-22. And now we'll wrap this broadcast up and look at some final post-game statistics from Jeff Harrison.
Well, now that Tommy took a breath here, we'll sneak in and real quickly go through the stats. For Buckeye Trail, they ended up with 406 yards of total offense, 298 on the ground, 108 through the air. And obviously the star of the game, the statistical leader of the game, was Connor Pushkarich. I had him with 41 carries, 279 yards, and 3 rushing TDs, 8 of 12 passing, 108 yards, and 2 passing TDs. Shenandoah finished with 65 net yards rushing and 153 yards passing for a total offense of 218. Dayton Hill was 13 of 17 passing, 150 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. And Portman had 12 carries for 66 yards, and he had 2 TDs. 1 was running and 1 was receiving. So a 2-to-1 margin in the yardage in the favor of the Warriors. And they're out there circling the wagons around midfield. Looks like they got band members, cheerleaders, football players, just celebrating the opportunity to get a chance to play here, like you said, what might be the last home game.
And I tell you what, Jeff, and again, you know, there's a lot of blessings we take for granted, and just assuming, you know, you're going to have a football game, you know, every Friday night. This year, that wasn't the case. We literally didn't know week to week. You know, like we said, some games were canceled, but to think where we were the last week of the season, or before the season started, to think we would be at week 9 heading into week 10 of the high school football season. Truly blessed to have made it this far, and with volleyball still going on and basketball season starting up, girls today, boys next Friday, practice starts. We can only hope and pray that basketball, wrestling, and the other sports have the same blessing that the fall sports have had.
Yeah, the biggest concern there is all of our winter sports, of course, are indoor sports. Here in the fall, we had football, cross country, soccer, golf around the area. That those sports were outside, which makes for a little easier social distancing, and hopefully the people will continue to do that when we move things indoors for basketball and wrestling. And of course, we'll probably still, I talked to Mr. Leffingwell today, who's on the OHSA board, of course, and he said things are pretty much going to move status quo into the winter sports, where the crowds will be limited again. And of course, you know, that's unfortunate for the fans, but hopefully through KGP TV, I know we're talking at Shenandoah about carrying pretty much all the home events, boys and girls, and possibly even their 2 or 3 wrestling matches may even be broadcast. That's still in the works, so nothing set in concrete yet. And I'm sure Buckeye Trail's probably going to try to do the same over here.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, KGP TV, not only as we continue playoff run with Meadowbrook And hopefully we get some games next week to wrap up the regular season, but look forward to the basketball season and providing these broadcasts for people who could not make the game, like Nick Newhart's grandfather, Randy Newhart, who's homesick. Randy, hoping, praying that you feel better soon and have a great weekend, partner. Well, that wraps things up here. We want to thank Caleb Graham, who was here, that took care of my headset. Blame him if you got tired of listening to me throughout the entire broadcast. But Caleb was down getting some highlight action shots for the Buckeye Trail Warriors, and our lovely producer who did a great job tonight dealing with us as well as spiders. Shylin Costello, great job and thank you. And enjoyed my partner in crime tonight, Jeff Harrison. Appreciate his stats and expertise analysis as well. And I'm merely Tom Strasser. On behalf of the KGP family, we want to wish you a great rest of the weekend. Have fun, and please be safe. And once again, your final score from Old Washington: Buckeye Trail 36, Shenandoah 22. Have a great weekend, and good night, everyone.